Greetings, I'm Brendan Lowe, founder of Smartass Undies, wacky alchemist mixing motivation, mindfulness, and sustainability together with a cheeky dash of humor, creating underwear with a difference to make a difference. And today I'm joined by Ashley Moss, environmental scientist, ocean conservationist, coral reef research scuba diver, climate change activist, racial justice activist, intersectional feminist. Whoa,
hello.
That's a mouthful.
Quite a mouthful, but there's important things to be advocating for all at once. So in summary, just a revolutionary.
And you said about homes, it provides shelter and homes to, like, is that to Dory and Nemo?
Yeah, it is for Dory and Nemo. There are many types of fish that use the coral reef as protection from predators, and there are other species that use the coral reef for protection when they're molting or when they lose their shell or are in between shells. They use the coral reef for protection. And so without the reef, then these animals could go extinct. And without a food source from the reef, there could be widespread extinction events. And a lot of humans could suffer from this as well.
How do we bring these hearts back together again?
The bare minimum that we should be doing is reducing our energy usage, eating a more plant-based diet, and definitely informing others about what's going on and helping people stick their head under the sea to see some of the huge devastation that's going on that we have caused. We also should be advocating for marine protected areas and use more sustainable and green products and be aware of what we're purchasing and where it comes from.
So you said eating more plant-based. So how does eating more plants, help what's going on under the sea?
That's a good question. So our agriculture industry is immense and produces a lot of methane from the cows. The massive amounts of cows that we have produce a lot of methane that goes right up into the atmosphere. And methane is another example of a greenhouse gas in addition to carbon dioxide that is responsible for reflecting the outgoing long-wave radiation back to the surface and contributing to the global warming effects.
So a steak on a plate has an impact on the passion under the sea, under that love relationship between the coral and the algae.
Every steak that you cut from your plate will help our perfect couple. Will help the zooxanthellae and the coral become together again. So think about that.
Right. And where does a zooxanthellae, where does she go?
She ejects herself and she just floats through the sea, hoping to find a different coral that will meet her needs. She goes along and hopes to find a different match. And if she doesn't find one, then
okay. So not only is there a breakup and that she leaves, but then she's on the search. She's heading out again to look for a new lover somewhere else.
For somebody that will meet her needs. And I respect that. But like I said before, neither the coral nor the zooxanthellae could survive for very long without the other. So if she doesn't find a new match, then she will cease to exist. And same with the coral, which is what we're seeing right now. Without the pair, they both cease to exist.
So the rate of divorce in humans across most of the Western world is about 50% right now. So right. What's the numbers? What's the numbers look like for coral and zooxanthellae?
Well, the rate of divorce is definitely increasing. Ever since the Industrial Revolution and since humans have been inputting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, the rate of divorce has increased exponentially. And at this point, we could stand to lose 90% of our reefs by 2050. So that's a pretty high divorce rate, if you ask me.
90%. So that'd be like, in human terms, almost everybody who gets married is going to get divorced.
Yeah, and the sad part is it's because there's a home wrecker involved. It's not even their fault. The couple themselves, they're very happy together, but it's the outside influences that forces them to break up.
So it's a damn. It's those, these nasty family members, being us, who are, leading to, this devastation.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like this is where I can get angry, because I am getting angry. Like, get it together, people. Come on.
Well, let's talk about that, some of that anger.
Yeah. I mean, it's our fault. We have contributed to this devastation that's going on between the zooxanthellae and the coral. And it's our responsibility to fix it, because we are directly affected by the consequences of this breakup, with the air that we breathe, with the food that we eat, and with the money that's in our economy. So all three of these things affect us directly.
And worse, with the worst case scenario, with the 90% of the coral and zooxanthellae gone, and what sort of time frame are we talking about here? Are we talking about, do we have years, decades, a century before we reach that point?
I'd say we have a couple decades. If we continue the way we are now without making changes, we just have a couple of decades, and a few generations below us might not be able to see coral reefs. And they might live in an entire atmosphere with much more carbon dioxide, much warmer temperatures, and less oxygen to breathe, which could have a great impact on our health.
So in just a couple of decades, in our lifetime, and definitely in the next generation's lifetime, they could see almost the complete annihilation of the coral.
Absolutely, yeah. It's real. And so that's important to share this information, because a lot of people don't even know about this couple. People don't even know what zooxanthellae is. So it's important that we all kind of stick our heads under the sea to see what's going on between, in this couple.